Hi, I'm Kate Gwinnett, the author of the Cardiff Property blog and Sales and Lettings Director at Northwood Cardiff. So we're just over 3 weeks now since the UK decided to leave the EU, and with most of the polls suggesting a Remain vote, it did come as a bit of a surprise to me and perhaps some of you watching as well. And actually when we look at Cardiff, we voted 60% to remain in the EU. But the decision has been made, so what next for the Cardiff property market? Well, the Chancellor of the campaign had suggested that property prices would drop around 18%. Their methods of calculating this were tenuous. They were based on a hasty and abrupt increase in the UK interest rates, which would then in turn increase the cost of mortgages, therefore perhaps lowering the demand on property and property prices. And while I do agree that yes, that may likely happen, I do think 18% is a little pessimistic and unlikely to be that low. And perhaps that figure was talked about to get landlords and homeowners to vote in a particular way. Since the last EU referendum in 1975, property values in Cardiff have actually increased over 1,300%. Yes, there was a drop nationally of around 18% after the market crash, but if we look at figures compared to just before the crash until figures today, they have actually increased around 10%. And so what about interest rates? Well, we've all been well accustomed to 0.5% interest rates since 2009 now. And what if these interest rates do increase? Well, we have seen it before. In the 1980s, we had interest rates of around 9%, the 19s around 6.5%, and the Uber property boom years about 4.5%. But I don't actually think interest rates are going to increase all that much. Increase in interest rates can cause deflation, which is the last thing that the British economy needs right now. And so lastly, what about you Cardiff landlords? Well, like I've always said, buy-to-let is a long-term investment. Even if immigration stops today, the British population is still increasing, the demand for property is still there, people are living longer, and there is all going to be the demand for rental property. And actually, you might be able to acquire some bargains coming up in the next couple of months. I'll do my best to find those and put them on the blog for you, so make sure you keep a lookout on there. So just to sum up, there may be a few challenges ahead, but we have seen a couple of world wars, oil crisis, financial crisis, and we've survived them all. So while your Cardiff property values may have a little bit of a wobble, at the end of the day, I think they'll be safe as houses. As always, any questions, give me a call on 02920 301 141 or drop me an email at kategwinnett@northwooduk.com and keep an eye out on the blog. Thanks for watching.